Hi, Marguerite.
Hey, hi, Steve.
This is Marguerite Elliot. She's a resident here at Buffalo Creek Art Center this summer. This is one of the fabulous metal sculptures that she's been working on. You want to talk about that?
Oh, sure. So this is comes from my Sentinel series. And I started my Sentinel series, about 3 or 4 years ago. And when I was in Finland, I did my first one there. And I was influenced by the cell phone towers in Finland. And then I always try to make at the top part, so this is like reminiscent, for me, of a cell phone tower, and cell phone towers do two things. They communicate and they're a blight on our landscape. Also, sentinels for me, they stand watch, they are witness to our environment, and they're guardians and observers. They stand watch. So up at the top, I try to do something that is local to the place that I'm putting it. So in Finland, I was in the Arctic Circle when I installed it in the sculpture park there. I used iconographic images from the Sami culture, which are the original people in the Arctic. And here I'm using a rock from Nevada that is indigenous, a stone, a precious stone from this area. So what better to have, this is the ground upon which we stand. And I see it almost as a shrine to honor the earth upon which we stand, to encourage people to take care of it. And at the top, that arm part that goes out swings around. And hanging from that are these two 23-karat gold leaves, and they hang from thin wires from the arms and blow in the wind and are kinetic and add a lot of visual interest. And also at the top, where that rock is sitting on 23-karat gold leaf. So it's like a shrine to that rock. And I first started doing gold leaf after a trip to Myanmar, where everything has incredible gold leaf, all the pagodas and temples and stuff. And I thought, wow, that's really cool. If they can do it, hell yeah, I can do that too.
So I was intrigued with the way you twist this wire, and you have a sort of a special mold that you do that with. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. This is a jig that my son set up, and I started doing this because I wanted a more complicated structure, and I see it as almost being weaving. So it's kind of symbolic. So this is what it looks like when I do the weaving, when I weave them together.
So you twist the wire around these?
Yeah, I twist the wire
and then
around
weld
these
it?
pegs. And then hammer it down. So I twist like that. It goes like that. And then I hammer it down.
And then you weld each piece?
And then I weld then I come back after I do, this is a 10-foot section.
Mm-hmm.
After I weave it down, I weld each section like this. Hammer it down like that. So you see it makes a nice little curve in there.
And then that's how you get all the this design here.
Yeah, this is how I get this, and when I put it together, it looks very symmetrical, but this is a planned design where this center loop, there's always one loop in the center, and then everything is cut to fit, and it looks kind of, in a way, these things look a little bit like DNA structures, or all kinds of little design things on the outside.
Now, you've been an artist for a long time. How long ago did you start welding?
Oh my, back in the 80s. And before that, I originally started out as a potter. Then I realized that was limited, so I went on to do mixed media sculpture. I did plaster casting of people. I started doing installations. When I was in Los Angeles, I did installations of homeless people. I did these big environmental pieces with portraits of some of the homeless folks that lived outside my studio, as well as audio tapes, so it's sort of a multimedia installation. Then I saw a friend of mine welding, and I said, oh, I want to learn how to do that. The heat of the welding torch is what's magical for me, because you can bend the steel, and you're so totally focused. I never particularly liked working with plaster and resin and stuff, so I said I want to go back to material that I love and feels good. And it reminds me of ceramics a little bit, because with clay you can mold that and then it gets stiff and then you throw it in the fire and the magic happens, it gets transformed. Same thing with steel. You put some heat on it, you bend it, you hammer it, and voila, so something stiff turns into something bendy. And that's kind of what I'm working on over there, where I'm bending some pieces, because it's so cool. And the Buffalo Creek Art Center is the best because they have the most fantastic equipment here, stuff that I've never used, like the bender at the far end there, where you put your piece in like that, that's straight, and then it comes out with these lovely curves, and then I learned how to do a reverse curve. So I'm making some tall pieces like that with the bends in them.
So if people want to find out more about your work, what's your website?
My website is my name, MargueriteElliot.com. And you can see, whatever, the really exciting is some of my Sentinels now. I've placed them all over there in various countries in Europe and in the United States, and they each have an environmental theme. Now one of them is in Tehran, Iran, for a special exhibit over there. So I'm really thrilled about that. So you can see my Sentinels on my website, which is MargueriteElliot.com, as well as a bunch of my other smaller pieces.
And we're thrilled to have one here at Buffalo Creek Art Center.
Oh, I'm thrilled to have it be here. I was so excited when Steve said, yeah, come on up. I've been waiting a year for this opportunity. And this place is beautiful. And the people are so friendly and so helpful. I just love it. Now my piece is going to be here in the sculpture park. It couldn't be any better than that. So thanks for the opportunity to be here.
Well, thank you.
Okay.